Welcome back, it's me, Lou, and I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review. And today, I am putting the spotlight on this fella. We have G.I. Joe Classified Series Storm Shadow, as he appears in the Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins movie. So, this is the film-inspired version of the character, and it's part of the Classified Series line. So, I'm kind of excited to have this. When it came to the actual movie, I thought the movie was alright. I found it entertaining. But at the same time, I get why a lot of fans didn't like it, and I can understand why it did so poorly in the movie theaters. I don't know, but I don't want to get into the movie too much because, you know, this is more about the action figure itself. So, yeah, let's get to that. So, right off the bat, you'll notice that the package design is slightly different than your usual G.I. Joe Classified series. The normal G.I. Joe Classified series has a lot of blue on the box, whereas this one, the packaging is predominantly black and gray, and the clan Rashikage logo is like everywhere. It's on the corners, it's in the background, it's here again on the front next to the movie logo, and on the back you get the image of Snake Eyes from the film. So from this toy line, I already reviewed the movie version of Baroness. I still have to find the Snake Eyes figure. I haven't found this yet. But to be honest, I'm not in a big hurry to get them. I'm really just content with the plain standard G.I. Joe Classified Snake Eyes that we got, the first released version. So for me, if I find this, you know, I'll pick it up, but I'm not in a hurry to get it. Snake Eyes is one of those characters where I have like dozens and dozens of Snake Eyes. You know, even though they're the smaller scale, you know, I'm just happy that I have them. You know, I'm not in the hunt for a new Snake Eyes figure. This, on the other hand, was a different story. So, Hasbro already gave us a Storm Shadow in the G.I. Joe Classified line, but unfortunately, for some people, it wasn't the true to form first version OG Storm Shadow. They gave us Arctic Mission Storm Shadow as the first Storm Shadow figure for the Classified series. Now, for me, I didn't mind this so much. I know some people were disappointed because they really wanted the old school Storm Shadow. But my reasoning behind getting this figure first is that I prefer to get this figure first, just because I think the expectations would have been super, super high if they released the original Storm Shadow. For me, this is a nicer way for Hasbro to test the waters, you know, release this guy first and then work out, you know, whatever problems people might have with it. So I didn't mind that this was the first release of Storm Shadow, and I actually like this costume a lot. But like I said, you know, I was excited to get this figure because this is the all-white Storm Shadow. Even though it doesn't resemble the original classic Storm Shadow design, it's nice to have, for me, a Storm Shadow that's closer to the original character design than this one. One thing that does bother me, though, is that this character, he's a very off-white versus, you know, the original Storm Shadow, where he's this pure white. This one looks a little bit more like a cream-colored white. It kind of, like, looks a little bit more on the, like, the very, like, very, very, very light sandy kind of white, or slightly yellow tinted. But that's alright. I'll take him for now. And yeah, it looks cool. So yeah, here's the original release of Storm Shadow, and then here's the new Storm Shadow for the new film. Now let's get this guy out of his cardboard prison. So this figure, I didn't find in the wild. I found this on Amazon, and it's sold by Amazon themselves. This was not a third-party dealer, and I think it went for like $19.99, which is the retail price, I believe. I think. I can't remember if they jacked up the price on the classified figures. So yeah, here's the figure, and also in the box you have, I guess you could double this as a display. You know, you could take this out and use it as a display backdrop on your shelf if you wanted to. So this is Storm Shadow as he appears in the movie. So we have the two katana swords. We have the alternate portrait that resembles the actor. Can't remember his name. And we have the figure itself. Now, first impressions of the figure while it's in the tray. Looks awesome. Even though it's not based off the comic book or one of those newer designs for the classified series, it really looks like it still retains that kind of like articulation and quality you expect from the classified line. The sculpting looks beautiful. The detail looks great. So we have the figure. The alternate head. The sheath for his blades. And then with the swords themselves. Okay. Let's take a look at the head first. Yeah, so this is a good likeness of the actor. It's like I said, unfortunately, I couldn't tell you his name. I don't know. I just forgot it, or I don't know. But the sculpting's nice. He kind of has that little scar under his eye, like he had in the movie. Very well sculpted, especially in the hair. The detail's nice and crisp. Yeah, it's not a soft sculpt at all. There's a lot of definition in his like cheekbones, and in his brow and forehead. His lips are very pronounced. The folds in his ears are all there. It looks really nice. Yeah, this is a really wonderful sculpt. This thing here, the sheath for his blades, looks very minimal. Not a whole lot going on, but I think it does what it's supposed to do. You can tell which side's right side up. The top of this is actually where it has the larger slots. And then the smaller slots, this is going to be the bottom. So the blades go in like this. That. And they'll only key in one way, because if you look, one end's wider than the other. So you just kind of match it up. It's a nice fit. Does it hold in? One's kind of snug. The other one kind of slides out. I'm not sure if that's just, because the one I have, I mean, your mileage may vary. Yeah, this is going to fall out. The swords are really well sculpted. I'm not sure if the camera's catching it, but on the hilt, you can kind of see all the wraps on the handle of the blade. It looks really nice. The detail's really well sculpted there. There's a slight detail sculpted onto the blade itself. You can kind of see like the crease and folds a little along the edge. It's kind of like a wavy pattern. For the figure itself, alright, so I'm kind of put off by this white, because I don't remember him looking like this in the movie. In the movie, I want to say, I believe his costume was like a pure white. This one's like an off cream colored white. I don't mind it so much. As I stated earlier, I'm just glad to have this figure. For me, it's a good placeholder until they give us, an official OG Storm Shadow. Yeah, and with him wearing the mask too, you can easily just blend this into your like G.I. Joe Classified series. The standard figures, not necessarily the movie ones. And if you want to go the extra distance and make this guy feel like he fits in a little bit better with the other figures, maybe you could like print out a Cobra logo on a water slide decal and maybe put it on his shoulder or on his chest, just so it kind of gives him more of that cartoony comic book vibe. Yeah, it's really well sculpted. In terms of articulation, his head rotates, looks up and down. His lapel here is not actually sculpted onto the torso. It's a softer rubbery plastic. His arms rotate. There's a bicep swivel. It's hidden really well underneath this shoulder armor. His elbows, they're double jointed. And for his wrist articulation, both wrists rotate, but then they also have up and down movement. His comma here kind of rides up and down a little. It's a little loose, so it allows for some mobility. Like most G.I. Joe classified figures, he kind of has that rubbery diaper over his lower torso right here. His legs kick up, and they feel like they're feels like it's on a ratchet, not like a solid ball joint. So it seems like it'll hold its place. It could kick out, and the plastic here is soft enough, and there's a slit cut, halfway through, so he could kick out. And he does have a thigh swivel right there. His knees, they're double jointed, and then he has ankle articulation. So yeah, he checks all the points of articulation that you'd expect from a G.I. Joe classified series. This plugs into the back. Yeah, it's a very solid figure. I'm not expecting too much out of this guy. He made the Storm Shadow. He's a ninja. So I think if, until they give us, a much more classic inspired design, I kind of feel that you kind of need this in your collection in the meantime. Even if you weren't too hot on the live action movie, this is just a cool figure to have. I would have appreciated it if they gave us more than just the swords and the sheath here. I think it'd been nice if they actually gave us a different, at least one other hand where his fingers are splayed out. Like, I get why they gave us both the grip hands, because, so he could dual wield his blades. But it would have been nice also if they just gave us, an opened out splayed hand. I think that'd been kind of cool. Yeah, Storm Shadow's badass. He's cool. Like, even though people, I know people didn't hate on this figure, but, I know people just wanted the OG one. But this one, I felt you got a lot more out of, what am I trying to say here? You got more bang for your buck with this guy. In addition to getting his katana, you got his, sickle, you got the bow and arrow, you got the grappling hook. Yeah, this figure feels more premium than this one. Even though this does what it's supposed to do and look like the dude in the movie, I just feel like, this one, you just got a lot more for your money. And if you have both figures, you could probably just go ahead and just, swap accessories. I don't see why not. I'm pretty sure this might be the same size socket as that fits the, the quiver here. And same with the sheath of his katana blade here. I'm sure you could easily swap that onto this figure. And the hood also, probably, which would be a badass look if you think about an all-white Storm Shadow with the hood. So yeah, it's a cool figure. It's decent. I like it a lot. I was happy when I found it, but I'm not sure if the excitement of the classified series is kind of wearing off on me, to be honest. Like, it's not, because they're not necessarily treading new water. The figures have been out for, over a year already, and the figures we've gotten have all been amazing, but it just kind of feels like if you've handled one G.I. Joe classified figure, you've kind of handled them all. But that's not a bad thing, because the level of articulation and detail and painting, it's superb on these figures. For me, I just kind of wish, now this is me kind of being hypocritical. Like, I sometimes think that, they drop too many toys on us at once. But I kind of feel like the distribution of the G.I. Joe Classified series could have been done a lot better. And, I don't want to go into the whole, Cobra Island Target exclusive stuff, but, I kind of wish that the release schedule of these figures, I get that we're in a pandemic and all that, but that it was a little bit more timely and a little bit more, it kind of felt a little bit more routine, like maybe every 3 to 4 months you'd expect a new wave in the stores of at least 4 new figures. And it's with some of the with some of the figures, we're already seeing a lot of reuse. Like a lot of the figures are kind of reusing that Duke body, but it's just repainted, and you're just giving them different accessories. But I think that's the nice thing about this guy. This guy is a completely new sculpt, so he feels a lot more fresh. So it's nice. If I had to rate this guy numerically on a scale of 1 to 10, easy 8.5 to a 9. I think I would give him like a solid 9 or a solid 9.5 if he was pure white. But like I said, I can't remember if in the movie if he was pure white or if he was kind of like this cream color. I really want to say in the movie he was pure white. This one is kind of like that off-white. But everything's here. The articulation's here. The details there. The alternate head. Let me get this on. The alternate head looks kind of cool. I'm digging that. That looks awesome. Yeah, this looks cool. I might keep it like this. But I do feel that you need this, just because it's kind of, since we don't have an official old school Storm Shadow figure yet, this kind of a nice placeholder until we do get one. So yeah, I mean, I think either way, if you're a fan of G.I. Joe Classified, you're going to buy this regardless of whether or not you like the movie. So let's wrap this up. Once again, my name is Lou. Whoa, his head's rolling away. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thanks for all your support, comments, and likes. I greatly appreciate it. Oh man, it's been crazy the last year and a half just collecting toys, especially G.I. Joe stuff. So I hope you're having fun. I hope you're taking care of yourself, and enjoy the hunt, enjoy playing with your toys, and until the next video, just have a good time. I'll talk to you later.